Geylang Bahru is a subzone within the planning area of Kelang in Singapore, as defined by the Urban Redevelopment Authorities. Today, however, it is known to be a place of peace and prosperity. It is much loved by the local community for the great fishing spots and delicious food. But as we look towards a new decade, many have already forgotten the darkest chapter in the region's history. A crime so shocking and disturbing it made headlines across the country. It was an incident that made the people of Geylang Bahru question the safety of the place that they call home. Such were the murders of Block 58. In the morning of 6th of January 1979, 4 children from the Tan family were murdered in Block 58, Geylang Bahru. The 4 children, aged between 5 and 10 years old, were found violently slashed to death. The parents, Mr. and Mrs. Tan Kuen Chai, left the house at 6:35 a.m. to go to work. Mrs. Tan telephoned home at 7:10 a.m. to wake them up for school, but there was no reply. The Tans arrived home around 10 a.m. Mrs. Tan looked into the bathroom and found the bloody bodies of her children. According to the investigating police, there was no evidence of forced entry. This led the police to believe that the children let the killer in willingly. This led to the theory that the murderer had intimate knowledge of the Tans. Other evidence included the Chinese New Year card that was sent to the Tans 2 weeks after the murder. The card taunted them with the words, "Now you can have no more offspring, ha ha ha," and was signed, the murderer. The killer must have had close relations to the family, as they knew Mrs. Tan had undergone sterilization after the birth of her last child. The attempt to find and bring the murderer to justice went on for many years. Ultimately, the killer was never found. To this day, the case remains unsolved. Today, the victims of this heinous crime lay buried at Chow Chu Kang Cemetery. Some of the locals who remember this incident go there and lay down toys at the grave, meant for the children in the afterlife.
I've been living around Geylang Bahru since the 80s. I believe must be either relative or close friends, especially in regards to the 4D lottery that they did not buy for him. So apparently the number came out, but he got nothing. So it's basically, I think, out of anger, and then took revenge. It's good that we remember this incident so that we do not take things for granted, be it whether now or be it many years ago. Anger, jealousy and hatred has always happened to human. Does not mean that once safe is always safe. And this is a very, very old, mature estate. And for younger people who move in now, this is a totally forgotten incident already.
In the end, however, the murderer would be wrong in thinking Mrs. Tan would never have children again. Eventually, Mrs. Tan underwent a sterilization reversal operation. She and her husband got their second chance at parenthood, and they went on to raise another son.